as you can see, this is not gonna be a wine video, so this has been a highly requested video by many subscribers. We are finally doing a whiskey video. Small disclaimer, let me just say that my whiskey knowledge, especially in comparison to wine, is very limited, so this is for entertainment purposes, for relaxation, and in order to have fun. So what is whiskey? Whiskey is an alcoholic beverage distilled from grains and aged in wooden barrels. Couple of factors to keep in mind here. First of all, let's break it down into three divisions. Okay, so let's break it down into three categories and keep in mind three small divisions for whiskey. So, do you prefer single malt or double malt whiskey? Do you prefer whiskey on the rocks or neat? Do you prefer smoky whiskey or mild whiskey? Always remember these three factors in order to get to know what your preference is. So what kind of whiskey, what whiskey style you prefer. Neat or on the rocks. Neat means plain, on the rocks means with ice. Now smoky or mild, you get this whether you want it to be smoky, robust, or a little bit more mellow. And finally, single malt would be a whiskey that's been produced in one distillery, whereas double malt would be a whiskey produced in and blended in multiple distilleries. So there are also very many laws governing whiskey, but I don't want to get into that. 4 countries that produce the best whiskeys, at least in my opinion. We have the United States of America, where they actually call it bourbon. I'm not sure if bourbon is a little bit more different than whiskey, but yeah, the States produce very good whiskey. So does Scotland, obviously, they call it Scotch, Ireland, and finally Japan. So these are the 4 best countries in my opinion. Let me present to you the bottles we have here with us today. So as you can see, I'm a huge Johnnie Walker fan. I have all the Johnnie Walker bottles. Everything you see here in front of me, except 2 bottles. One is the Johnnie Walker White Walker. This is inspired from the series Game of Thrones, which I used to be, well, not obsessed, but I really enjoyed that series. I'm not sure if it's a good quality scotch. I think it's more for marketing purposes, but regardless of this, I picked up a bottle. So this is the only one that I have not tried out, and there's also here and also this is Keio. It's a Japanese Mizunara, a Japanese single malt whiskey. These are like samples. There's a company, I don't want to advertise, so I'm not gonna say the name, but there's a company that if you are subscribed to, you get a subscription box, and they send you every month 3 small samples like this, so you can try out and discover your personal preference. So now for the fun part of the video, at least for me. Let's start Johnny Walker, the gold label here. Johnny Walker Black Label, double black, the White Walker as we mentioned before. This is from Canada. It's called Crown Royal Bourbon. So this is Woodford Reserve from Kentucky. And over here we have Monkey Shoulder, Macallan Amber. This is, what is this? Oh yeah, the Johnny Walker. This used to be the Platinum. That's what they called it, Platinum. The Platinum does not exist anymore. If you happen to have a bottle of Platinum Johnny Walker, they've replaced it with the 18-year-old. It's the same scotch, but the label is different. If you happen to have the Platinum bottle, keep it. It's gonna increase in value over the next years for sure. Moving on, so we have the Open. This is a very smoky whiskey. Over here, another Johnny Walker, the green label, the blue label, which is supposedly the best out of the Johnny Walker series, and the Nika, which is a Nika from the barrel, a Japanese whiskey. So let's start with a mild, soft whiskey, one of my personal favorites, Monkey Shoulder. So Monkey Shoulder, the original blended malt Scotch whiskey, batch 27, 40% alcoholic volume. Let's pour some. Now this is not the official whiskey tasting glass. I know I don't own any glasses like that, so this is the best I could find. Alright, let's see what we got here. Golden brownish color. Not too strong. Kind of fruity, a little bit of honey and green tea. Easy to drink for whiskey or Scotch. This is from Scotland. A little bit of banana and toast. Very enjoyable whiskey. If I pour this amount for the rest that we're gonna do, I'm probably gonna end up drunk, so I think I did it. I just poured a little bit too much. But we're gonna drink it anyway. Cheers. For me, I would not add any ice to this because it's very mild, very flavorful. I would not dilute it. Very nice whiskey, one of my personal favorite. Easy going. Prices, I'm not really familiar with the prices from these bottles. I've actually forgotten. I know the Johnny Walker, some of them, but the Monkey Shoulder, I think it's around 30 to 40 euro. Let's move on, let's do another one, let's do two more. Let's go with the whiskey. So, Crown Royal Fine Deluxe blended Canadian whiskey. Okay, so this is not a single malt, it's obviously a double malt whiskey since it says it's blended. It says Toronto, Ontario. Okay, 40% alcoholic volume. I think that's the your typical volume in any whiskey. Let's see. Okay. On the nose it seems a little bit, it's more sweet than the previous one. You know, in comparison to wine, when you carry out wine tastings, you will find many differences and you will discover different styles of wine. But I find the whiskey tasting to be, I dare to say, more fun, okay, than the wine tasting. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely more, it's much more sweeter than the previous one. The quality seems a bit lower. I don't really like it in comparison to the monkey shoulder. It is also mild, very like honey flavors. I'm not even sure if you have to do this movement that we do when you add oxygen in your mouth as we do with wine. I don't care though, regardless of this. Yeah, it's not bad. Not much to say here. Very sweet whiskey. Okay, I definitely prefer the monkey shoulder. Let's do one or two more. Okay, I'm definitely gonna do the Japanese one. Okay, let's do this and let's just see how it goes. Okay. On the eye, well, let me just pour it into the glass. I have to be in the office tomorrow morning, and it's very late at night, and if we keep going like this, it's gonna be a tough morning for me tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, it seems much more bright and lighter on the eye. The previous two were more like gold brown. This is more like yellowish. I'm not sure what you can see through the camera. So let's see. It seems a little bit more smoky. Quite nutty, so I'm getting like many seeds and nuts. Not so much fruity. Let's try it out. Yeah. A little bit more. is not similar to the previous two ones that we tried out. Completely different style whiskey. I'm not even sure if it's blended or... yeah, it doesn't say much, it just says the brand. This is KO, it's Japanese. Not at all fruity, not sweet, much more plain, a little bit smoky, and very pleasurable nonetheless. Good competition for the monkey shoulder. So let's do one more, but up to now this is number one. It's a close call with a Japanese one, and finally I would place the Canadian Royal Crown. Okay, let's do a smoky one. Let's go with open. This is supposed to be very robust and smoky. I was gonna say wine, whiskey. Another smoky whiskey would be the double black for sure. So if you're a smoker, if you smoke cigars, this is the whiskey for you. Or even the Lagavulin, which I do not have with me right now. Let's try out the open. Just a little bit. That was not a little bit. Again, similar to the first two whiskeys we tried out, similar color. This is more like golden brown than the Japanese one, which is more bright and yellow. Let's see on the nose. So as you can see, we are following the similar routine that we follow with wine, okay? So it's vision, nose, palate. I'm sorry, I don't have much to give you here. This is not my cup of tea. I mean, I do enjoy the occasional whiskey drink, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, my knowledge regarding whiskey is very, very limited. So I just enjoy the drink without like looking into it. Let's see though. Let's see what we can do here. Completely different. This is very strong, although it must be the same alcoholic volume, I believe. Where is it? Yeah, no, 43%. I was mistaken. Previous ones were 40%. Although it's the same alcoholic volume, it's very, very robust, has a powerful structure to it. This will burn you on the throat. Let's see. Yeah, definitely I would drink this on the rocks, and let's just place some water in it. Let's dilute it. Let's see. Just a drop. It will help the whiskey. It will open it up. Okay. The scent actually changed. So this is distilled water. When you place ice or water in the whiskey, you will either help it or I'm not gonna say destroy it, but you know, either make it worse. But I believe here in this case we've helped and I was only getting smoke, nothing else. I'm not sure if it's a placebo or not, but I'm starting to get notes of dried fruits, maybe some nuts. Yeah, I'm not so sure, but it's definitely changed from the beginning. Let's try it out again. Okay, to be honest, it's still very smoky, much more mellow than the beginning. So definitely the open and, well, any. It's actually, I think it boils down to personal preference, but in my opinion, smoky whiskies should be served with ice. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. So, I'm gonna finish this scotch. We did a Canadian one, a Japanese one, and two from Scotland. Mild, smoky, mild and kind of mediocre whiskey. I didn't really like this one. And mild and different style and structure. And I cannot go on. I would really love, especially for you guys, to try out all these whiskeys, but to be honest, I'll be more than tipsy, and it's not even the weekend, so let's just cut the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any more further suggestions on a video, and I hope you guys are all well. I'll see you soon in a next video. Be safe, drink responsibly, don't drink too much, and see you soon.